So, greetings, friends and followers. This is Nurses Talking, and I am Dale Barzi. As always, if you like what you see and hear, subscribe, leave us a comment, and let us know what you think. Here on Nurses Talking, we speak to nurses anywhere in the world and at any stage in their nursing journey. And today, I am very, very pleased to welcome Divine Nweze. Divine, we are departing a little bit from our usual format because Divine is not just a nurse or a nursing student, but he has aspirations to become a nurse. And so we're going to talk to him today. Welcome, Divine.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
So, Divine, tell me, you first of all, this will not be a first career for you. Currently, you're a LinkedIn strategist, yes?
Yes.
Okay. So, what is propelling you? What is inspiring you to come into the nursing profession?
Okay. One of the things that inspires me a lot to become a nurse, it's that I have an uncle, yeah, that it's a nurse in the US, and I saw how much compassion he has for people, and somehow I figured out that it's as a result of him being a nurse. And he's kind of so compassionate with people. He can care for people. Like I'm like, wow, like this is so touching. So that was one of the things that inspired me to be a nurse. And even after my education as anatomist, like I graduated from anatomy. So
Okay.
I went to the hospital. Yeah, I went to the hospital to see some clinical aspect of what I studied. So I
Wow.
started interacting with nurses and I just fell in love with the profession and I'm like, okay, I have to do this. Yeah, I have to do this.
Yeah, but I see that. I see that you really have an affinity for nurses because as a LinkedIn strategist, I see that your focus primarily, your demographic is are nurses.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. All right. And so what, so you talked about compassion. Um, and I realize that you're not yet into the profession, but what other things when in your interaction with nurses then, since you focus on nurses, what have you gleaned? What are the things you think you see, other qualities you think you see in nurses?
Okay. Nurses have a major thing at heart, which is to make impact. If I want to sum everything about nurses together, I'll be like that nurses are there to make impact. Anywhere nurses show up, they are there to make impact. When they show up in the hospital, is to make impact. If they show up online, is to make impact. Anywhere in their families is to make impact. Nurses only have one thing in mind: other people first before themselves. That is why every time people always tell them, also take care of yourself, oh, take care of yourself. Because if you leave a nurse, to do what they want, 90%, 100% will be for everybody, will be for other people, even before themselves. That is one of the things I've discovered.
And there you're not wrong. And I'm glad you mentioned taking care of yourself because that is the thing, one of the things I really would like you to remember as you embark on this journey of becoming a nurse. That's one of the things I really would like you to remember because as you have observed, it is very easy to get lost in the thing of taking care of other people. And there's nothing wrong with taking care of other people. And there are times when you're going to have to put other people before yourself. But you cannot always leave yourself out of the equation. And many of us, as you very rightly say, tend to do that.
Yes,
Tend to do
yes.
that. However, that nursing, like every other profession, has its challenges. And you haven't encountered any of them yet. But again, in your interaction with nurses, what do you think you see as some of the challenges that nurses encounter?
Okay, one of the major things I've seen among nurses, it's them being or feeling stuck to the hospital system. So they get to go to the hospital every day, do almost the same thing they do, all their life. And you get to see this person do it for like 20 years, 25 years, and they get to feel stuck when they do that kind of thing. So that's one of the challenges I've seen among nurses. Like, pretty number of every nurses, like they always feel stuck in their career because they get to do almost everything. Most times they don't really have holidays and, unless they want to intentionally take breaks. So that's one of the things I've seen among them. Yes.
Okay. So you talk about nurses having impact, and you're talking about nurses in in institutional settings and stuff like that, and what other things nurses can do. What is your big vision for you then? You want to be a nurse. It's going to take you a few years, and clinical practice and all of that. But where do you see yourself? Where would you like to end up as a nurse?
Okay, okay. Thank you for the question. I would love to end up as a nurse leader, with a large community of nurses, inspiring them with my stories, inspiring them and making sure, because I've seen the challenge now of them feeling stuck. Now, I want to bring up a system that will make sure that even though they go through those same processes, that they can, do one or two things that will make them happy. Yet, so because, for example, I can also encourage them to share their stories. So I want to be that person now that can encourage nurses to share their stories, encourage them to share their experiences. And I've seen it working, work that as nurses begin to share their stories and experiences, they get to become like they get to feel more free. They become more free. Like
Mhm.
they get this joy. And this joy, they can't get it in the hospital. So they get it when they start sharing their stories. That's one of the things I have in mind in doing.
And so I have a couple more questions about that then. Um, you interact or you work a lot, I should say, with uh technology, so to speak, and it is advancing at quite an alarming rate, and impacting healthcare. What do you say from your interaction with nurses that we are prepared or even open to um, accepting the rapid changes that we're going to have to deal with, including technology in the way we practice?
Okay, I believe and I always encourage nurses now to have an open mind, to be open-minded, to accept technology. So technology is here, and also technology is the future. So they have to accept technology. It's true that it's thinking it's not something that has been there, or it's taking a new shape now. So the
Huh.
best thing nurses can do is to expand their mind, be open to learning new things. Let them not do things the same way they have been doing it before, the normal traditional way. They can, improve themselves and, become better, to embrace it, because it's an advantage. It's not a disadvantage.
I see in terms of our advancement and all of that, that it can be an advantage. However, do you think that it is from a patient point of view, do you think
Okay.
that it's going to impede or interfere with the nurse's interaction with patients? Because a big part of our thing is empathy and really interacting with our patients. So how do you see it's going to interfere if it does?
Okay. I don't think it's going to interfere. Yes, because the place of nurses in the healthcare sector is very important. Like they can't be displaced, because the AI can't be can't show empathy yet. The AI can't it doesn't have emotions. So the AI is just programmed to do what it was programmed to do. But nurses are there to care. Nurses are there to know how you're doing, to check up on you. AI can't check up on you. So even when they do, or when it does, you would know that this thing doesn't have any emotions. But and this empathy, it's what facilitates healing. Like it's a catalyst to healing. It improves healing fast. Like it makes people get healed faster
Hmm.
than a
Hmm.
normal way. Yes, that
Okay.
is it.
Okay. All right. All right. Um, I think I have like one or two more questions. So again, you work a lot with nurses and you want to be one. Do people around you, first of all, accept your decision to want to be a nurse?
Okay. Yes, they do. They do. They do. And they are happy about it. They are
Okay.
happy.
Okay. And the second question I wanted to ask you then is, since you have so much contact with nurses, are you finding that people are asking advice about whether or not to become nurses of you. And what do you tell them?
Okay. Yeah, people do ask a question of, why or how they can become nurses or maybe the reason and all that. So this is what I always tell them. They have to know their why first. Yes, they have to have a reason for doing that because, the nursing profession is tasking. And one of the things that would keep you there, it's that passion. So that's why I've
Uh-huh.
seen the nurses I've seen, they are so passionate. So, and that's it. That's one of the major things that will keep you there because a time will come where you'll be doing almost every time, everything, every day. It's just the passion for your patients to see them get better, to see them healed, to see them healed from that emotional pain. That is the only thing that will keep you coming to the hospital, every single day. Yes.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So you talked a little bit earlier about taking care of oneself, right? What do you do to take care of? First of all, what does it actually mean to you, self-care? And then what do you do to take care of you?
Okay. Okay. Always to listen to your body, to know, always listen to your body, pay attention to your body to know what your body really needs, and also taking exercise as a priority, not just as something that you do when you want to do it. It should be something that should be prioritized because this is something that helps your body. It helps you to get more energized. It helps you to get more productive, even in your daily activities. Yes.
Hmm. So what do you do for exercise?
Okay, I do road work. Yeah, road work.
Road work.
Yes, yes,
Okay, so that's another skill, huh?
yes.
That's interesting. Divine, this has been a really great conversation. Would you like to leave us with any words of encouragement? Any gems you'd like to leave us with?
Okay, okay, okay. The word of encouragement I will leave for is that nurses are more than the hospital system. They are more than, they are more than what they think they are. There is something inside of them. There is a story inside of them. There is an experience inside of them that they can share, that can empower others, and that can inspire other nurses. That's one of the things I believe in. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. And you actually have just articulated one of the goals of this channel because one of the reasons I created this channel is to have nurses share their stories and their highlights and their lowlights and challenges and all of that kind of thing and be an inspiration to others. So thank you very, very much for articulating that.
Thank you, ma. I appreciate. I appreciate.
And
Thank
thank
you.
you for having this conversation with me. I know it's been a short one, but it's been a very impactful one. Thank you.
Thank you, ma. I appreciate. Thanks for the
Okay.
opportunity.